if ever an early touchdown drive in the first preseason game played by a team was a big deal, this was a very, very big deal. Because I don't have to remind you, who's gone on tirade after tirade, about what happened in the Super Bowl, the beatdown that you talk about so often. Never has a Super Bowl favorite, and Denver was favored by 2.5 over Seattle in the Super Bowl. Never has a favorite been more humiliated and embarrassed than the Denver Broncos were, falling behind 36-0 and finally losing 43-8. And I also remind you, a year ago last summer, it was actually the second preseason game at Seattle. The Seahawks won that game 40-10. And don't discount how much confidence they built from that preseason game that they took into the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning knew this last night. It's why I tuned in and watched all of the first half of this game. Peyton Manning's body language from the start was not preseason body language. It was playoff body language. And in the second drive, after a 3-and-out, they went 14 plays, as Kerry said, 61 yards against the Legion of Boom. And it looked to me like the starters were playing. I'm not sure about that. Looked like they were all in there for the Legion of Boom at that point. 4 third-down conversions, 3 of them to Demaryius Thomas, and it was vintage Peyton Manning. And I think it was crucial to the psyche of that 38-year-old quarterback and that football team that Peyton got back on that horse and rode it all the way to the end zone. Speaking of Denver and their mascot, that worked pretty well, I guess. Played. That just came out of nowhere. But Stephen A., big for Denver's psyche.
I will confess to you this, Skip Bayless, if this discussion had taken place before the ESPYs, then I would say this is much ado about nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Who cares? It's the first preseason game, you know, la-di-da. But being at the ESPYs, talking with the Legion of Boom, having Bobby Wagner come on our show, acknowledging publicly that the Denver Broncos, they knew that they were scared and they saw it from the time they participated in preseason. I can't ignore the fact that obviously Denver came out there and wanted to send a message that a new day would arrive, that if they were to meet again, they thought the results would be different. And I give them credit for that because I certainly don't want to dismiss it. I still think based on the beatdown that I witnessed, I wouldn't bet my money against Seattle against them again. It was a preseason game. It's not the Super Bowl. But I do give Denver credit for coming out there on that opening drive and showing what they showed, because the fact that they didn't do it last year during the preseason is what, at least to some degree, emboldened Seattle and elevated their level of confidence come Super Bowl time. When they were watching film, they were talking about how, you know what, all of that's fine. We see what everybody's doing. The difference between us and the folks that they're playing is that we're going to hit them. And when we do, we'll see how they act. That's what Denver didn't realize. That's what Seattle did realize. And a legitimate argument could be made is that's why they're the Super Bowl champions today. So the fact that Denver came out last night and Peyton Manning did what he did with the 14-play, 61-yard drive, I give them credit where credit is due. But I'm not going to get overly hyped about it. I'm not going to engage in that level of hyperbole. It still is preseason, but I guess it's a plus.
I think it was a crucial plus, and I think it was crucial that Peyton didn't get sacked last night. I didn't see what I even call a pressure, and there were no near picks, so it was the flip side of the Super Bowl.
Enlighten me, Skip. Enlighten me. When you use the word crucial, what are you trying to say? That if they were to meet in the Super Bowl again, that the outcome would be different because of what we saw last night? Because I don't know that. I don't know that.
Okay, if it had been 40-10 Seattle and then they meet in the Super Bowl again, it would be the same song, second ugly verse. But I think Denver rebuilt a little confidence. Now, do I think both of them will get back? I don't think either one of them will get back. But Denver had to put that in the bank just for their overall, just their confidence level, even going into the regular season. Because How many times have we talked on the show about can you get back up off the mat psychologically after that beatdown in the Super Bowl? Not just to play Seattle, to play anybody.
Well, if you're coming to me with Ware and Aqib Talib and Ward and those boys, okay, you might have a point. But to me, last time I checked, the offense is relatively the same. Demaryius Thomas is still there. Julius Thomas is still there. Wes Welker is still there. Peyton Manning is still there. So I'm looking at it from the perspective, how much different are you? Did you get a personality transplant? Is that what transpired? Because last time I checked, Bobby Wagner's still there. It's probably better. Cam Chancellor's still there. Probably better. Richard Sherman's still there. Probably better. All of these guys, I think the only thing that Seattle would have to worry about is themselves. Did you get comfortable? Now that you're getting paid,
maybe.
Are you not going to have the same road runner, rough rider mentality?
Yep.
Are you going to change? But if Seattle is still the same, I think they would have the same impact against Denver.
I keep bringing this up, but Seattle lost Chris Clemens and Red Bryant in their pass rush. Will it be the same that annihilated Peyton in the Super Bowl? And last quick point, Kerry, before we go. You brought up Aqib Talib. I thought it was fitting last night that he did stay home and make a tackle on an end around, and immediately was shown on the sideline shaking his hand. So he's already nicked. He's already nicked. You can't trust the guy. He's not always there when you need him. I learned that when he was in New England.
I can't knock you for that. Can't knock you for that.